about to say good morning, good morning, good morning. Almost, almost. Hi, my name is Jenna. This is 11:11 with Jenna. I am here 7 days, 7 nights, 14 times a week, every day at 11:11 a.m. and 11:11, sorry, p.m. I had that up so loud. I am going to edit the privacy on this and make it public. There you go. Share and share alike on this show. Do a little bit more business. I'm going to put my notes up, what this is all about, how you can support the show through Venmo, PayPal, Patreon, my P.O. box, all of the above. That's right, that's right. That's how we roll right here. That's how we roll. It's how we keep it rolling right here. I'm just going to edit the post. It's community night, but before we commune, I'm going to have a guest on, and I'm excited. But I just wanted to say this morning, William did a best of Bill's best of 11:11, and I watched it, and it was a pretty cool show till the end when everything happened. But I enjoyed watching the show. Let's see, so tonight is Wednesday. So tomorrow morning, Michael will be here. Tomorrow night, Jenna Mammina maybe. And we have stuff to celebrate. Celebrate what? Who's here? Julie, Patti, William, Patti, Bonnie, Julie, and two others. I don't know who the other ones are, but what's up? Tomorrow night, Gina. Friday morning, Armando. Friday night, Displaced and Share. Have I shown this? I think maybe I did. Maybe if I didn't, I'm not going to show it. And then Saturday morning, one more Saturday morning with Jeff Metzger. And Saturday night, one more Saturday night with Gary Lambert. Sunday morning, AJ. Sunday night, poetry. Monday morning, we move and we meander. And Monday night, movie night. If April's here, I need to get the list. There's a lot of, I'm not a sci-fi person, so I don't know the movies, and I already forgot what the movies were. Hey, Michael, are you coming on tomorrow? We'll do a quick show because I'm going to have a plumber here fixing. What? Really? Yeah, it's supposed to happen tomorrow. Happy full moon. Right on, right on, right on. I saw it this morning. Heavy rise. Beautiful. And I guess Hi, John. Hey, we're coast to coast, everybody. Cheers. Tea. To tea. Tea. Just regular tea. Carl Hess, what's up? What's up? How are you? So yeah, it's community night, but first I am going to bring on, he's been here a couple of times, and we always have the most interesting conversations. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to give a warm welcome to Jason Miles. Good job. Hi, Mama Grace. With the beautiful face. Oh, Mama Grace. Hi there.
How you doing?
I'm well, except we got to do a little quick something something. Do you like to dance? When there are 11 people on, we dance. I got dancers over here. Yeah, I see you. Okay. And that's all it is. When it's 10 or 12, we stop the show. We stop the music.
Okay.
So, hi.
Hi, how you doing? Thank you for having me tonight.
I'm happy you're here. What are you going to do with all those cassettes?
What cassettes? What that you see behind? What? You can see cassettes behind me? I'm taking them with us.
Good.
We're going to get them like bubble wrapped.
Are you?
Yeah, and then like put them with my CDs. They just take the shelves and just have them bubble wrapped with them, and not like not like break them down or anything like that. Forget about that.
You're just going to pick it up, bubble wrap it.
They're not going to do it. They're going to take a container and put it in my driveway.
And if I remembered correctly, when you were here before, I'm just going to ask this right away. You had this really great like memorabilia stuff behind you.
Yeah.
Are
That's
you?
on the other wall.
Say again?
That's on the other wall.
Are you going to
Take it all.
photograph it and make wallpaper? Are you going to take it?
I'm just
What's,
going to take them all down and take it, and then I'm not going to sit there. And one day maybe I'm going to have somebody take pictures of them while I'm putting into one. But you know what I'm going to do with it? I am going to go and I'm getting a backdrop from my one man show. So
uh-huh.
when I perform, I'm going to have like moving motion behind me, and at the very end, when I finish the stories and I play at the end, then all of these pictures going to happen of me with all these different people over like 47 years is going to come around and everything. Then it ends. And I thought that that's what I'm saving the photos for to bring. I have a lot. I mean, I'm so fortunate, man. I have slides from 1975. I mean, with amazing people.
Like who? Give us a couple. Do some name dropping.
Joe Zawinul, Jaco Pastorius, Wayne Shorter, um, all the Michael Brecker, Randy Brecker, the New York vibe, from back then. And I look and I'm saying, oh my God, man, I was like 24 years old.
Where
And
did you live in the city?
I didn't live in the city. We never moved into the city. We
Really?
lived
Okay.
outside of the city. Yeah, I lived in the city my whole life. You know what I mean? But then when we came back, I said, I'm used to a little more space because I was in Indiana for 4 years. And
Where
I
in
said,
Indiana?
we were outside of Terre Haute, Indiana,
Hmm.
and we lived in a little trailer. We lived in town. We lived in a little trailer. We met Kathy. We had a little vibe. Then we came back to New York to see what the scene was. You know,
I spent some time at a musical theater camp in Terre Haute.
really, what an
Yep.
exciting place, right?
Yeah. I think I was in eighth grade and we spent, I was in Terre Haute for a month.
Really, uh,
Eighth, ninth grade.
got to
Fun.
be there.
Yeah, well, it was a musical camp. It was
That's
one musical. The first day we auditioned and then we rehearsed it until the last 2 days and then put it on. I wonder if they still do that. That was fun. Why were you in Indiana?
going to college.
Mm.
Avoiding the war, as they say. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know how many people would have gone to college if there wasn't a draft. You know, but
I
that,
see.
but I mean, like, you had to go. I was There's no freaking way I was going to Vietnam.
Got it.
You know,
So now you're getting ready to move again.
yeah, we're gonna move to Portugal, hmm and another adventure.
Are you planning on purchasing a home? Are you
We're gonna rent a house or a nice condo. Depending on really depending on how much we sell this house for. If we get the money that we're looking for, we'll up the ante. You know what I mean, and do something. We're hanging in there anyway. But the reality is, that like there's so many beautiful areas, and it'd be nice just to walk into a place and somebody give you a price and say, oh, okay, we can do that.
and
You
is
know,
it going to be furnished like they do on House Hunters where they walk in and go, all the furniture is included, that kind of thing?
uh, we're going to see the best place, how it shakes out. We're not like tied down to anything. We're not going to bring a lot of stuff with us. I mean, we're bringing some stuff with us, but we're not. We're selling everything. The possessions that we have. I'm going to bring my platinum albums, and my memorabilia and stuff because I think that's really valuable to have in a place for your credibility in a lot of ways. It's for it to be
That
right
makes
there with you.
sense.
For it to be right there with you. You know what I mean? That's always something that's good.
But before all of that, which is one of the main reasons you're here tonight, is you have a book coming out.
Yes, that's great. I'm really glad you have me on. We can talk about it for a minute. It's the extraordinary journey of Jason Miles, a musical biography, and it's a series of short stories in a way. It's a book. I mean, and it goes on a timeline. A lot of it, but it's the stories of the different records that I made, but not like 2 pages. I mean, the freaking stories of the records. Like day one to I'm done to where the whole thing finished off on months later, or years later, you know. So you're
To make one record?
what? Well, I mean, well, in and out. I mean, like if I did a record with Luther Vandross, that was all the way through. So that would be probably about 5 months it took to make that record. I would say. I would say it took 5 months.
Tell me why.
Well, first of all, in the '80s, there was a different kind of production happening. It was much more meticulous. There were musicians coming in and coming out. There were live dates. It was such a hybrid way to make music. And the record that I made with Luther, he brought me to be like cutting edge, with the synthesizers and everything, because that was very, very, I didn't realize it now. I really didn't realize it now until people started telling me recently about, you realize that, that like you made like a really cutting edge R&B album with all the synths and everything when you did Give Me the Reason. And I was like, I never thought about it. He goes, yeah, nobody had made a record like that before that. And so what happens is that, how can I put it? It was a different way of making music. And so to put a track together, to do the drums, sometimes we pre-program the stuff, but still you bring it in, you get the sounds, you're looking for the right sounds. People didn't like rush through this stuff. Hey, we got to get done, let's go, When you made an album like that, it was really meticulous. It was really like, laid out so the magic could be captured, and there was no time limit on it really. I mean, a time limit, but not like, it's got to be done next week. It's with months. Every song took about 5-10 days to do, synthesizers, getting all the parts together, all the sounds that work with each other. That was very complicated,
I need a camera, phone clip.
It was very complicated. So what I do in this book is that I take you through the whole story, not just like, well, we did this, we did this. No, the inside story about it, what's happened with me during the middle of the stuff, all the backstories that went into making these albums, because there was always something happening with somebody. There was always some drama, somewhere, and a lot
drama.
A lot of times, good drama, and a lot of times weird drama, and sometimes what the hell's going on, and you start on this journey making this album because, the budget, the whole thing is when you're doing that also like a Luther Vandross album, the budget's $1 million, so who's kicking us out of the studio? I mean, every night, nice meal, but you freaking worked, man. You worked from 12 o'clock to 2 in the morning every day. Now, right. I'm not saying it was like drudgery work. Oh God, no. It was creativity.
I love being in the studio from 12 until 2 in the morning.
Well, we had the stamina back then. I don't have the stamina now, I don't think, to do like 8 weeks of that. You know what I mean? But I had the stamina where I could do where we did 6 days a week, Sunday off, but I'd be in LA or something, and you spend the day at the pool at the Sunset Marquee. We always stayed at really nice places.
That's such a drag.
What?
I'm joking.
Spending Sunday at the Sunset Marquee, having the brunch, having some friends over, sitting by the pool, and then maybe going to bed like, I know it sounds crazy, but going to bed like maybe 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, because you weren't getting enough sleep the rest of the week, So, it was just different times. And I'm trying to show people, what was happening, Make It Tutu with Miles and what that was about. And his other record, Amandalo, and all the personal stories of me with the artists, the personal interactions that I had. I keep on saying to people, one night, a crazy night, I went up to Miles's house. It was 90 degrees outside at like 9 o'clock at night in New York, and the humidity was like crazy. I just got out of the studio, it looked terrible. And I was staying in town, and Miles said to come over. So he opens up the door and looks at me, and he like throws it, goes and he just closes it right on me and says to me, you're coming in my fucking house looking like that. And go, come on, what do you want from me, man? I mean, it's like 90 degrees outside. He goes, I stay there. So he comes back and has a bathrobe. And he hands me a bathrobe. He goes, come here. So then he brings me in the bathroom and goes, take a shower. I take a shower, like Miles's apartment. And we're sitting there watching the USA fights, and he's popping popcorn in the kitchen. I mean, these are my stories, man. Me personal, it's like.
I think I would like to do that sometimes. Like somebody walks in my house, I go, can you please go take a shower?
Yeah.
Like I ask them to take their shoes off, but by the way, can you go take a shower?
Well, what are you going to say to Miles Davis if he tells you go in your freaking place and take a shower? Come on. I mean, so these are things, that you kind of think, and you're saying to yourself, I mean, can you really believe this, man, that I'm taking a freaking shower in Miles Davis's apartment with putting on the fights? I mean, think about life, what you look for. And then you say to yourself, I'm so freaking lucky. I worked for it, but this is like just, the stuff of why you started the whole thing to have these possibilities of being around geniuses,
Right.
And, I mean, you never knew
That's
the
that's
words,
the part.
the words with them. People would always say to me. So anyway, I reflected in this book, stories about making albums with Shaka, the David Sanborn Close Up, and Luther Here and Now, Miles Tutu, the Jamaica Boys, and doing jingles in New York. A whole thing about doing jingles in New York. I take you right inside the whole thing. And so anyway,
And the name of the book again?
The Extraordinary Journey of Jason Miles, a musical biography.
How did you come up with the title?
Chris Parker came up with the title. Famous drummer Chris Parker. He called me up when we were talking one day, and he goes, it's the extraordinary journey of Jason Miles." And I go, "What? Stop. Say that again." And I wrote it down, and I said, "It has been extraordinary." I mean,
Okay, we have the link up to your thank you, Rich. Talks about the project. Okay, so you're doing a group funding.
Yeah. And with your pre-fund, you get my new album with solo pianos and trios. And it's freaking good, I'll tell you. I think it's good anyway.
You think is it done?
What, the album?
No,
The album,
the book.
Of course the book is done. It's edited, done. I'm just, my date is March 1st that I'm going to go and, start giving it to the company that I'm working with to go up. Right now we're collecting the work, collecting the art. I'm finishing up acknowledgments and all that stuff. But otherwise, the whole book is done. And actually, the inspiration happened where I wrote a short chapter last week that I felt would tie the whole thing together even better. And it worked out really good. Jeff really liked it. Right, so I got that. So I mean, it's really a serious book. It's not like some fluff or some shit like that. I mean, it gets down into what it took to get.
Does it get like gossipy and like, are we gonna learn stuff about people?
I mean, gossipy in kind of like a funny kind of way. You know what I mean?
Not are we gonna hear private stories about people?
Like no. Look, I want to tell you something. I would not go and throw people under the bus or get into what's happening in their private lives. I can just talk about what happened when I was in the rooms and everything, making the records with them, and ththose stories to share. And to me anyway, because there were great moments and funny moments and crazy moments, and it just tells the story of the real way, and there's nothing to say. But I refuse to go and dive into people's personal lives, If I was involved in the moment of something like that, I did talk about it, Like how many times I went, Marcus Miller and I and our wives went out to dinner so many nights. We did this, that's a different kind of personal vibe, but not like my assessment of what their personal life was like.
Right. I was just curious.
You're just gossiping. You're just trying to go.
I'm just looking at, so someone has a master class with you. What's a master class?
A master class? Well, what do you want to have more knowledge in? What do you want to know? If you're a piano player or keyboard player, let's work on that. You want to know about producing? Let's go and, I'll tell you about producing and how I do my thing. And, until I'm proved wrong, I think I do a pretty good job, So
I like your gifts. They're similar to the gifts. I've done 3 successful Kickstarters and always got a private concert, 2 private concerts out of each of my Kickstarters.
You're a singer though. Singers are like, there's much more demand for singers. But, but in this, what I do the concert, I tell the stories and then I play and I tell the stories, that's in the book and even different stories. Because I have a whole other book of more stories. I mean, that just covers like me, like 12, 14 chapters of the thing, man. There's like freaking 50, 60 chapters I could cover.
This sounds like it's a really heavy book.
What, heavy?
Yeah, like heavy, like it's gonna hurt. No,
not at all. It's very positive. Why is it not? No, I mean, it's not heavy at all. But it tells the truth about what goes on, you know what I mean? But you want to know how these records were made. I'm telling you how they were made. I'm telling you my life.
You gonna do a little dance with me? Do a little dance.
I'm tired.
Come on, Jason. He's totally sweet. Who wrote this, right? Dave Love. Our friend Dave Love.
How come he's not playing trumpet on it?
I don't know, but I have the original video of him creating it.
That's okay. Well, that's what happens when you have friends. That's what they do for you.
Yeah, I have really good friends.
Well, you see, but that's what I'm saying, like about just, where it's at and how you have to view this whole thing. Because our view is different than other views. You know what I mean? By we take things a little more personally. Because of what we know we put into it and for what we should be getting back for it. So we take it in a different way. So when somebody really, that's a friend, does something like that or something like that, it means double usually, than what it really is. That's the way I look at it anyway, But anyway, do a pre-sale on my book. You can go to my Facebook page and there's links there. You'll see the thing, or a LinkedIn. Or just I'll go on there. It'll take you to the campaign. Or go to Sonically, SONICLY.com, and then put my name in, and the campaign will come up.
Yeah, we posted in here. Hey, I'm going to be doing a Corona Roki in a couple weeks. Do you want to play?
What's a Corona Roki?
You've been on Corona Roki before, where you perform.
I've never done a Corona Roki.
Yes, you have.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, I guess count me in or whatever.
All right. Well, thank you for being here. Come back anytime. And when you get to Portugal, we might end up having an 11/11 party over there.
Well, well, we'll see. Let me get through. I'll tell you something. It's the freaking red tape and the shit you got to fill out and all that stuff. That's the job. You get pissed there.
Oh yeah, I lived in Mexico. I understand. That was enough.
But look, man, you're very cool, Jenna. So keep on doing your thing, man. Because sooner or later, it always breaks out. 2
years. It'll be 2 years on March 24th. We've been doing this every day and every night.
It could be 4 years, what I mean? But then all of a sudden, one day people go, this Jenna stuff, man, I've been following it, But if you're not doing it, it doesn't happen. I'll leave you with that.
If you're not doing it, it doesn't happen.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's that? Wait, I'm giving you a standing O. What did you say?
I said, don't steal that from me. No, I'm only kidding.
I like it. Say it one more time.
I forgot it already.
I have it on. It's recorded. And it's on your page too, so you might want to go back and say hi to people. Hi, Tanya. Wow, check it out.
All right, very cool.
Yeah, very cool. Here's your standing ovation one more time. Jason Miles, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. See ya. Say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Goodbye. Goodbye. You can stay if you want. My friend Patty's coming on. Oh, bye. Ladies and gentlemen, you can stay. Patti Lowman in the kitchen. Maybe? We don't know. Right, John. Quote by Jason Miles. If you're not doing it, it doesn't happen. Hi, Patti.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. Everyone's typing it now. If you're not doing it, it doesn't happen. 11/11 with Jenna is where it happens.
That's
Jason,
so true.
Patti, Jason.
Hi, Jason. He's muted.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Nice to hear you.
Thank you.
And good luck with your book.
I need luck. We all need a little luck.
Maybe you can come on sometime and read a page.
Oh, that would be nice.
Not a problem.
Poetry.
You don't want a page though, because once you start getting into it, you're into it, man. People are telling me they can't stop turning the pages on it. So
Poetry Glam is Sunday nights. You can read some of it on Sunday night.
Well,
do you write poetry?
I'll put that in. I'll put that on the calendar. Okay.
Put it on the calendar. Put it on big on the calendar. Sunday night, Poetry Glam.
Okay. I have to watch 90 Day Fiance on Sunday night. Holy kidding.
What's that?
It's horrible.
Well, of course, but but we are horrible. You know what I mean?
What's 90 Day Fiance?
It's a bizarro show. It's like it's one of those it's just one of those is it real or scripted or what? You have 90 days to marry this person.
Oh God! Oh, I see. Like you meet like they put you together with someone.
Except they put whack jobs together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's like if it was me and my wife, it'd be like, who cares about these two? I don't care. You know what I mean? They're like too normal. What are you doing? You know? But they put on these people who are like total like, oh, this is going to be a freaking freak show, man. You know what I mean? And why do people tune in? Because they want to see a freak show and they want to see disasters. That's why, because they want to go like, hey, wow, this guy's life is worse than mine. Holy mackerel. You know, and so it makes them feel good because they look on TV, and then all of a sudden but then they start getting more upset because all those people they start Instagram pages, and they've got like thousands of followers that send them money.
Okay,
Maybe I need to get on one of those pages,
yeah,
on one of those shows, and then 11 would blow up, right?
There you go.
yes.
But I'm always curious how these TikTok videos become 3 million people, and they're kind of scary sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I just read about that.
Jason's right. We like it. They want to see disaster.
Right. They want to see failure. They want to see disaster. So I just read about it. I didn't watch it. I just read about it.
90 Days Fiance. Hang out with Fiance for 90 days. That'd be fun. You could dance.
Yeah.
What's happening, Patti? What'd you make for dinner?
I didn't make anything. We had oh God, what did we have? Well, the taster made a really nice marinara sauce tonight, and then I had gotten from Heinen's cheese. Oh God, what was the name of the cheese? I forgot now already. Cheese and spinach raviolis. They were really good, and a salad. And a very small glass of red wine, my favorite. That's what I had for dinner. And cantaloupe today. Not cantaloupe, the green one. What's that called?
Honeydew?
Honeydew, thank you. Honeydew list. And then, of course, I had a lot of errands and stuff to run because I got back from Florida and very little tan because we didn't sit out very much. And tomorrow with the snow coming, Jason.
Apparently there's another snow thing happening.
Yeah, well, you know what? They already called off school tomorrow.
Oh God, babies.
You know what? I said, what the hell? These kids have to hear me say, like my mother told me she used to go to walk to school with no shoes. Well, I'm saying we walked to school in the snowstorms. They never called off school. You know, we're trudging along.
Yeah, snow. When I was in junior high, there was snow to the rooftops. I'm serious.
Yeah.
10, 12 feet of snow.
They didn't call off school.
Sometimes they'd call off school. Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, we used to have to watch Channel 9 at the bottom. They would list all the school closings, you know, and everything. So that's what we would watch, and we'd wait for.
But they wouldn't close it the day before. We had to wait until that morning to see if they were closing or not. They're like, are we gotta wake up so we can see if we can go back to bed. Now it's we're not at school tomorrow.
Exactly.
And we probably won't have school on Friday because it's Friday. So
yeah, exactly. Well, all we have here is rain. We don't even have any, but they're making
50 degrees today.
Yeah, they're making a drama out of it. Oh, be careful. It could be ice. You know, it could be lightning. It could be anything. It could be a hole in the ground you could fall in, for God's sake.
Happens.
My nephew started a Facebook page called your potholes, St. Joe potholes, because everyone's reporting all the potholes they find now on his page. And it's so funny. And now they're doing their storm chasing. They're down in Tennessee, getting ready to go storm chasing for tornadoes. You know, I mean, it's just been a real crazy day. A lot of different things happening. And
11 with Jenna. 11 with Jenna. 11 with Jenna.
Too late. Anyway, just a lot going on, and
pretty lipstick color you have on, ma'am.
Oh, I did.
Me and me, we love our lip color.
I put a little darker on,
I think I'll put a little darker on now too. You're inspired.
Put some darker on. Let me see those lips. Oh yeah, much better.
My
Much,
grandmother used to do it like that. She'd sit there and go,
yeah. And then kiss the toilet paper. That's what. Yeah, yeah. That's how my mother did it too.
you wore a dark red lipstick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that looks nice on you. I like that color. Oh, and a little shine, huh?
Pow,
Pow,
pow.
pow.
So what are you doing tomorrow?
Well, if the kids are home from school and I can drive, I'll be probably going there because they're going to be Zooming on classwork tomorrow. So I have to wait till about 7:30 to find out what's going on. They can be on their classes for an hour before I get there or something. They're not gonna, as long as they don't kill each other, we'll be fine.
Here it is. Here it is.
Oh God.
You guys really want a Corona Roki.
Yeah. I miss Corona Roki. I really do miss.
Well, the
Corona.
problem is people are starting to gig now. So,
Of course.
to have people, like in this time last year, people were like, please, can I come play on Corona Roki?
Yeah.
Now it's, sorry, I have a gig. Sorry, I have to get up for my gig. Sorry, I have, So it's.
Well, we'll find, there's other talented people out there we'll find some more people for Corona Roki. There's lots of good people.
Thousands, millions.
And maybe by then, Carl will have his camera hook up. Hey, Carl, get your hook up. And then you and Tim can Zoom together or go by Tim's house and Zoom with him.
I want to get over there and do some stuff with them.
Oh, yeah, you do.
There you go, girl.
What? Oh!
11 with Jenna. 11 with Jenna. 11 with Jenna.
Hey, Suzanne, what up?
11 with Jenna. With Jenna. 11 with Jenna. Right now. 11 with Jenna. With Jenna. 11.
Go, William. Go, William. Oh, yeah. Right. If you didn't see, Jazz Fest is happening.
Oh, yeah.
At Jazz Fest is
There you go.
happening. First
Let's
weekend
go.
with Rolf Sturm. Second weekend with Will Bernard. We'll know more after Mardi Gras happens. See what happens in New Orleans and then French Quarter Fest happens, and then Jazz Fest.
Well, it may be.
We did not have our tutorial today.
You didn't have your what?
I didn't do my tutorial today with Rich and Carl.
Oh, okay.
Stuff just kept happening.
Okay. Well, I had to laugh because April said, where is this? And it's, New Orleans, April, New Orleans.
I said NOLA, so maybe she doesn't know NOLA,
Well, yes, you're right, because it took me a while to figure NOLA too, but it made me laugh because I Googled it. Oh, never mind. I know where it's at now.
Carl's working on it today too. Yeah, we'll get it together. He'll be on soon.
Good,
We
Carl.
got to get Carl on for Poetry Glam.
Yep. Miss you, Carl. Miss you.
For sure.
So, well, I just popped on to say
Thank you
hello.
so much. Do you have a letter for me? Because I can. We'll just end the show. Community night success again. Jason Miles and Patti Lowman.
Oh, well, Jason Miles for sure. Okay. I just came on to say, hey, like,
Hey.
like Goober. Hey. Let's see. A letter would be,
John.
let's do K for Corona Roki with a K.
K.
Okay, well, I got to think of some words now. Okay. Kaleidoscope, kinky, kaleidoscope, kinky, and Krispy Kreme.
11 with Jenna. 11 with Jenna.
I'm just gonna keep that one going. Go, Patti. Go, Patti.
11 with Jenna. With Jenna.
Thank you, Patti Lowman. Thanks for coming on tonight. Oh, thank you, Patti Lowman. You always make things all right. Thank you, Jason Miles, for telling us about your book. I will go and check it out, and then I'll take a look. Oh my goodness, it's Wednesday night. Thank you, Rob, Julie, and Suzanne, you're out of sight. Thank you, Mama Grace, and William D., Michael Bartoloni, and Nicholas too. And thank all of you. Oh yes, oh you. I want to thank all of you. Oh, I do too. See ya, Michael Keel, tomorrow morning. Yes, we will. Tomorrow night, Gina Melita will make some still. There's my dog, she's barking for me. She's hearing me sing for her because I'm gonna take her out in the rain. In the rain. And then everything's called off tomorrow, yes. And then in a few weeks, baby, we'll be at the fest in New Orleans. Yes, New Orleans. So now, she gave me some words and how I'll make them into this song. Always in your thoughts. I'll make them kinky thoughts. Always in your words. Please take me to Krispy Kreme to get a dozen of those glazed donuts. Off the press, glazed donuts. Off that belt, into my belly, get in my belly. Oh yes, thank you, John. Thank you, John, so much in San Diego. Yes, thank you for staying in touch. And thank you, John. Thank you, John. Always have a kaleidoscope kind of heart like Patti Lowman. Yes, she does. She has a kinky Krispy Kreme kaleidoscope kind of heart. Good night, everybody.
Good
Hey,
night,
Daniel,
Jenna.
I'll be on the show sometime. Love heart, Patti.
Real hard, Jenna.
Thank you.